Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart 84, and what we're looking at here today are the remains of what was a magnificent Grimmicharma. That's Eugenia Braziliensis, that, if you remember my old videos, got to about 5 feet tall and flowered and fruited for the first time this year, and the fruits are very nice. It's basically a tropical cherry, and unfortunately, because I believed stories about them being relatively cold tolerant, I left it in my summer house over winter with the citrus and avocados and white sapote, and unlike them, it completely died on me, so I lost a 5 foot tall subtropical. I think there was an issue with the heating that wasn't working properly. I think that's what caused the problem. But unfortunately, I presume it got frost, and it wasn't a problem with too much water in winter causing root rot. But whatever happens, it died back complete to the base, and I had assumed that it was completely dead because I'd scratched the stem all the way down to the base, even down as far as sort of here, and there was no sign of any green life that I had noticed. But nevertheless, I couldn't bring myself to throw it away. And I think the moral of the story is you should leave it to the last possible instant before you do finally give up and throw a tropical plant away. I mean, obviously sometimes when you can see the roots have rotted and there are no roots, you know you've got to give up on it. But I've just noticed in the last few days, and bearing in mind there was nothing on this 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I'm filming this right in the last day or so of June. I looked in the summer house this morning and I saw this. So would you believe, right from the absolute very base, just in the same way that my cherry guava that I planted outdoors in the ground came back from the very base, literally at ground level, there are new shoots coming out on my Grimmicharma. So you really should not give up too quickly, because there are signs of life. Now, I've got a question what I need to do with this. I don't think I'm going to leave it in the summer house, because when we get these very hot freak spells we're getting at the moment, and it's hitting sort of 31, 33 centigrade outside, which is well up into the 80s, the temperatures in the summer house are probably reaching 40 degrees centigrade plus. Now that might be all right for a well hydrated larger plant, tropical plant that's quite well established, that I could leave in there. Perhaps my white sapote that's in there and my jamoon, they look okay, they're quite well established. However, I think it would be very risky to expose this Grimmicharma, because they don't like particularly high tropical temperatures. They're more of a subtropical. I think it's going to be too hot in there for it, and I think this tiny bit of green growth could very easily be roasted in there, and especially as I don't know what sort of state the roots are in. So I've decided I'm going to move this outside. I won't put it on my decked area, which is too hot and too exposed. I'm going to stand it amongst the persimmon trees I've got in pots, because I think it'll get warmth and a little bit of broken sunshine, but it won't be too hot for it, which I think will cause me all sorts of issues. So that's my plan. It is still alive, rather like my cherimoya seedling that came back from the very base last year, which is doing quite well now. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to save this. I certainly wouldn't risk it outside in the summer house next winter if it makes it to the autumn, but we'll just have to see how these tiny little shoots grow, see if they come back. I've noticed they've got some browning on them, so it's either too hot in the summer house, or obviously the roots are compromised and aren't capable of supporting much growth. But we'll see what happens. So that's my Grimmicharma, Eugenia Braziliensis. it really is worth not throwing your tropicals away until you've given them a few months, just in case something like this happens, which is why I'm going to hold on to my rose apple dead trunk, just in case after a few months it starts to shoot out from the base, because there always is an outside chance. I haven't shown it in video yet, but my macadamia nut seedling has also sent out a couple of shoots from near the base, so I'll show that in another video. And that was one that died from dehydration that was in the house, but I wouldn't leave this outside again anyway, but I would put it out while the weather's warm in summer and just put it in a semi-shady position. So there we are. It's Eugenia Braziliensis Grumicharma. Was 5 feet tall. Now it's a matter of ½ an inch tall, but ½ an inch is better than being totally dead, and I'm hoping this is going to come back and we're going to see some life on it in the future. So thanks for watching the video. Please give me a thumbs up, share it if you like, subscribe to my channel, and of course click on the bell if you want to see if this carries on recovering or dies, because I'll do an update video on it in a few weeks time. See you all soon. Brett out for now.